She's Dinah.
And she's Tubbs.
And we're country girls getting down on reality TV.
Alabama country girl.
You can't get any realer than that, can
Roll
you?
Tide. Tubbs,
Roll Tide.
How about the ball game, Tubbs? Did that not just fire you up, or did you watch it?
You know, some of us just like to hear the results. We don't like to sit through everything. And I like to just see the playback scenes.
Tubbs, there were 17.5 million people that watched that ball game. And if there would have been you, there would have been 17,001.5 people watching that ball game.
Well, Big Daddy watched it now, and then he made a big deal out of us. Like, you know, he was, I said, you'd have thought he watched every one of them like you know. But you have got to be, you and my brother have got to be, I would bet my house there is not a bigger Alabama fan. That's all I'm going to say.
I know, and you know, I would have me an Alabama tattoo. Tubbs, but I promised my mother when I was 11 years old I would never get a tattoo. But I would have an Alabama tattoo.
Are you wanting to be like that quarterback?
Well, how about A.J. McCarron just tatted up? I don't know if anybody knows it, but you can go on Google and pull up A.J. McCarron tattoos, and he is like tatted up. I mean, Bull couldn't believe it when I showed her. He's just like, and it's like Jesus, and it says Bama Boy, and it says Mom and Pops.
Now, I believe in being religious, and I mean, you know, I guess if you're going to have a tattoo, Jesus would be the way to go. I saw, you showed me those tattoos.
It's crazy, isn't it? And you know, that ball game, that was probably, to me, that was the best ball game since the '92 championship when we played Miami. We beat them 34-14. That was probably the greatest memory. What are you looking at?
Have you got your Alabama sunglasses on?
Oh yeah, Tubbs. Really? Alabama everything. I'm telling you, I would have everything Alabama. I thought I had like a bug or something.
No, go ahead.
But no, true story. That was the greatest game. Alabama and Miami was great to me. That just stands out in my mind. The '92 championship. But then when you come back and you look at the replays of this game, I mean, I've watched it like 3 or 4 times since we won Monday night just to make sure we really won. You know, I mean, it's great.
Well, it's like I told you. I called and Coach Saban, which I told her Nick, so I'm acting like I really knew him. But anyway, and I told him, just get on out there. When you get down there, go ahead and score, and get the scoreboard on up there, because I knew that you would be sick. I knew that I'd have to be texting you if they ever got ahead. Get the chair out of the closet. Take down the noose. Do not step on the chair. Do not put the noose on your neck. Because I have never known anybody to get sick. I mean, it just cracks me up how sick you get.
I mean,
I
really do. I mean, I retch. I just get so sick, and I cry, and I get mad, and it hurts my heart, and I feel for 3 or 4 days. I told Coach Saban, just go ahead, and then just in all honesty, take the bull by the horns.
Yeah, go ahead and let Notre Dame score maybe once, twice, whatever.
Right.
So, but what I find interesting is, you know, the little things that happen that really don't even relate to the football game. But what about the Gatorade bath?
Well, at least they didn't hit him in the head this time, right?
They didn't hit him in the head, and when he got hit, if you'll notice, with the water, he was like, his eyes just said it all. Oh gosh, they got me. But I seen him on an interview, and he said that, you know, he goes over every play, every which way it could happen, over and over and over and over for the whole season. It's just like that. But he says one thing he can never just go over and then go over and go over and anticipate how it's going to happen is the Gatorade bath.
Oh, yeah. I'm really surprised they did it after the way he got mad last year. I mean, he was 38 hot. He was mad that they did it.
But I think, hey, he deserved a good Gatorade bath. And they were in Miami. It couldn't have been cold. Like, wasn't there a coach that died, got pneumonia or something, died after his Gatorade bath? So, I mean, it was like he was in the best place to be if he was going to get a Gatorade bath. Now, of course, this is obvious, and I'll let you get to playing, talking about the plays or whatever you want to talk about. Okay. I want to know your reaction. You would have thought it was Miss Alabama's show, wouldn't you?
No doubt. AJ's girlfriend had this shirt on, this very shirt on, and Brent Mushburger, I mean, I was expecting him to ask her out on the air any minute, wasn't you? I mean,
well, I've seen the flashbacks, and you know, in all honesty, I'm going to tell you, when I first started hearing it, you know, they were saying about what a deal they made about Miss Alabama, and it's before I saw her. Now, she is a beautiful girl.
Right.
She's a beautiful girl. But I was expecting, I'm not sure what I was expecting, because, I mean, they acted like they'd never seen a beautiful girl before.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And, in fact, his mother was sitting beside her,
Right.
and I, honest to God, thought that was one of her friends.
Yeah, AJ's mom looks young.
Yes, and very pretty woman, very pretty woman. And, but, you know, I don't know what I was expecting, something unreal, I guess, because I thought, and then that Brent Musburger's got to be 70 years old, so I'm like, but something about her must have cranked his tractor is all I know, because they carried on and carried on and carried on about it, and you saw it on TV, and she was on the Today Show today.
The girl was.
Miss Alabama was on the Today Show today.
I didn't see that.
So they made a big deal about it, and on Good Morning America, Josh from Good Morning America was in Miami all last week covering the football game, you know.
Right.
And I guess, you know, because anyway, I'm like, yeah, I guess this is a big deal. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I guess I'm not thinking it's going to be all over the national news, but it was. But then, yes, Miss Alabama on the Today Show today. And it's just a way, I guess, for her to get publicity. I mean, you know, she's got to be getting it up.
And, you know,
do you think it took away from the night, them constantly saying, I could see if there was something in the ball game had to be stopped for a while.
I mean, to me, she was a pretty girl, blah, 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 you know, and that was a way for them to get away from the game for a minute, talk about something else, you know, kind of break it up a little bit. To me, wouldn't have mattered to me if the Pope of Rome was sitting in the stands. You know,
right.
I mean, I didn't care if Obama was there. I wouldn't have cared if, it wouldn't have mattered who was there.
Because you were there for the ball game.
Focus was that ball game. And
the main course.
And
yeah,
you know what? The Alabama Crimson Tide, they just come through. Dana could not be happier. I mean, you just don't know what that done to my heart.
And you had to run right out and buy you a shirt.
Oh, Tubbs, I've got so much Alabama stuff. I mean,
I know, and I thought you was going to bring it tonight.
Well, I would have, but it's raining tonight.
That's right.
I
It is raining.
Get my memorabilia out. You know, I mean, I've got lots of Alabama stuff. I'm so proud of it.
Now I want us to go ahead because this is the stories I like to hear about you.
Okay.
And I want to hear about the Little Debbie cakes and Coach Saban.
Okay, so a couple years ago, I was at up in Vanderbilt, up in Nashville at the Alabama-Vanderbilt game. True story. And I had heard. Now this is when Saban had first come around, you know, and I didn't really realize that I love that man like I do. Okay, I mean I love this man, Tubbs. I love him.
Because your tag says what now?
Saban rules.
Saban rules. Okay.
I would drink his bath water.
Okay.
That's how much I love this man. Okay. Well, so I had heard that he loved Little Debbie cakes. So I thought, oh, how appropriate that, you know, here I'm going to be at this Vanderbilt and Alabama game. How about Dana takes him a couple boxes of Little Debbie's? So, you know, you can buy the king size Little Debbie's.
Yes.
So it's got like 12 in a box.
Yes.
So I bought 2 boxes, and here we go up to the stadium. And I don't know if anybody's ever been to Vanderbilt, but there's not a bad seat in the house at Vanderbilt.
Really?
Yeah, there's not a bad seat in the house. It's not a very big stadium. And so I wasn't really worried about getting in there before the game. So I always like to go watch the boys come off the bus. Well, at Alabama, they have the thing in front of the stadium called the Walk of Champions. They all get off the bus, you know, and everybody roots for them or whatever. Well, I wasn't really sure how it was going to go down at Vanderbilt. I'd circled the stadium a couple of times, you know, kind of looking around. Well,
like a buzzard? Okay.
Yeah, so I see the band over here, you know, practicing. So I'm thinking, well, they're probably going to come in pretty close to where the band's going to go in. So I see this security guard standing on the street over here by himself, and he's got a couple of barriers on the road, and I think, well, I'm going to go talk to him. So here me and my Little Debbie cakes go, and I walk over to him. I said, hey, look, you know, I'm here to see Alabama, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I got Coach Saban a couple boxes of Little Debbie. I said.
And he was probably going,
and I said, where is the bus going to come? Now, everybody else is way over here, okay? And he said, well, he said, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, the bus is going to stop right here. And I said, true story? And he said, yes. And I said, can I stand right here? He said, you sure can.
Did you sleep in a 20 or a 50
No,
or 100?
no.
You didn't sleep in
Me and him just stood there and talked, and he was the nicest man, and the people I was with was over here just waiting, just shaking their head going, God, she's probatable. You know, they're thinking I could be
certified.
Yeah, you know. So, you know, it was all fun and games on them that they saw me and Saban.
And then they were like, Dana, my best buddy. Yeah.
There you go. So.
And you've got a picture of that? Or
yes, yes.
Is that what was on YouTube, or is that another story?
That's another story.
Okay, we'll get to that.
That's another story. So here comes the bus, and you hear the sirens coming forever, you know. And, I mean, it's just like blaring, sirens blaring. And here you see two big buses coming down the road. And here Dana stands right beside the security guard and the barrier. Barrier's here, Dana the security guard on this side of the barrier. Well, everybody starts looking around and they see, and Tubbs, there was just a crowd of people just start running because they knew that that's where the buses were coming. And here's Dana on the side with the where Saban steps off.
Does he step off the bus first?
He's the first man off. So here comes the buses, and I look up there and I see his little frame sitting in the seat, and he's talking, and he stands up and straightens his tie up.
And he's probably going, oh gosh, who's with the security guard?
And he steps off the bus, and who is there to greet him other than me? Dana, Alabama.
Were you by yourself at that point?
Yeah, me and the security guard. And everybody else is on this side, and everybody's just hollering, chanting, Roll Tide, and singing Yay Alabama and everything.
Oh, so there was that barrier and then another barrier?
No, like there's like here they come down the street. Well, they got the street blocked off, okay? And on the sidewalk right here. So the bus pulls right up here to the sidewalk. There's a barrier here blocking everybody from coming this way to him. Okay? So when he steps off the bus, there I stand.
And what did you do?
I reached out to him.
Did he shake your hand?
Oh yeah, his hands is just all soft.
Really?
Like newborn baby's mother. I'm serious, Tubbs. Not a blemish on his hands are so soft. And he shook my hand and I said, Roll Tide, Coach. And he said, Roll Tide. And I handed him my 2 boxes of Little Daddies.
And what did he say?
He said, thank you. And I said, I couldn't even hardly talk. I said, you're welcome, sir, you know. But he did. He touched my hand. Now, if anybody don't believe this, you can go to YouTube, type in my name, and you will see Dana at the Walk of Champions. I've got on a number.
So that one was on YouTube with the Debbie Cakes?
No, that one didn't make it, but the other one did. I mean, a lot of folks might not believe I really shook his hand. A lot of people might not care.
So what was the other incident?
The other incident was I was at the Walk of Champions, and I know it was me, but before I left home, I T-voted, okay? I set it to record because I thought, I'm going to be, when Saban steps off that bus, I'm going to be the first one that he sees. Well, true story, I was.
Remember this face is all I
So this was like the Tennessee game, okay? So this is 4 or 5 weeks down the road from Vanderbilt. So you can type in my name, and it'll show the Walk of Champions, it'll show the bus coming up, and you'll see Saban step off, and he steps off the bus, and he's got his briefcase. He always carries a briefcase in his right hand, okay? And you'll hear me holler, Coach. And he looks at me and smiles, and he takes that briefcase and he changes hands, and he reaches out to me. And he touches my hand, and we stand there and hold hands for just a second.
So you're saying they could probably get an endorsement for hand lotion?
Yes, he could. And the reason, now listen, when I get home, I'm all excited because them ESPN cameras are right down the center of Walk of Champions when that team's coming off the bus, and it'll show.
Really?
Yeah, and what's so great, Tubbs, it shows him walking on down through the Walk of Champions. And if you'll pay close attention, he never touches another soul. No, he never shakes another person's hand as he walks all the way down Walk of Champions. But
now, which incident happened first? The Debbie Cakes?
The Debbie Cakes. Yes.
Okay, so he's probably...
And the reason I knew it was
me,
I had some skin cancers burn off my arm on that week before, and I had a Band-Aid right here. I had a real bad one right here, and I had a Band-Aid going across my arm right here because it was really bad. And so I'm at home the next day watching this. You know, I'm watching the game, watching all the footage and everything, hoping I'll see myself. And I did see myself in an ESPN. ESPN got a bunch of us together and got us to do Roll Tide, just keep doing Roll Tide.
Really?
And they filmed me doing that too. It was on my TV, but it didn't show up on ESPN. That's what I was actually looking for because I knew I was going to be on TV, okay? So as as he's coming off the bus, all of a sudden in this video, you see an arm go out, which is mine, and
Could you see your face or anything?
Yeah, after, but the first thing I seen was this skin cancer, this Band-Aid, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's me right there. And then it shows him grabbing me. Oh my, you've seen it, right? You've seen the video?
I think you did show it to me.
And it shows him grabbing my hand, and him saying a few words to each other. And
are you going to reveal those words, or are those between you and him?
I don't really remember what I said.
Okay.
I mean, I was so, you have to realize, I mean, if he was to walk in your house right now, you would be lost for words. Now, I know people think that's crazy, but that's
You think I would be lost for words if he walked in?
Yeah, because you wouldn't know, I mean, you don't know what to say to him.
And you are...
no, you would not, Tubbs. I mean, I'm serious. It's like the air.
I might not recognize him, though.